They broke his family. They burned his home. They tore his peace apart. But they couldn't stop him. Because even when his body was shattered, when the blood in his lungs drowned his breath, Tanjiro whispered one thing to himself: keep moving. Pain was never the enemy. It was the reminder. A whisper from the universe saying, this is what it costs. Most people run from pain, but Tanjiro didn't. He carried it. Every cut, every scar, every scream from the past, he used it as fire. Because he knew the truth. You can't protect what you love if you can't endure the weight of your own suffering. He wasn't born powerful. He wasn't gifted. He was broken. And from those pieces, he built something unshakable. This world doesn't reward the soft-hearted. It punishes them. And yet, Tanjiro remained kind. That's his curse and his greatest strength. Because kindness without strength is useless. But kindness backed by unyielding resolve, that's something the darkness fears. He fought demons not just outside, but the ones inside him. The rage, the grief, the guilt of not saving everyone he loved. Most people let that guilt destroy them. Tanjiro turned it into his reason to fight. He didn't fight for glory. He fought because he refused to die meaningless. You see, the world will break you, again and again, until you either become the dust beneath it or the fire that rises through it. Tanjiro's pain became his compass. Every time he fell, he didn't look for someone to pull him up. He clawed his way back himself. When his body screamed, he said, one more step. When his mind trembled, he said, just breathe. And when hope died, he lit his own flame. Because sometimes the only thing left is the will to take one more breath, one more strike, one more step forward. That's the essence of a true warrior. Not perfection, persistence. You want to know what strength looks like? It's not muscles. It's not talent. It's that moment when you have every reason to quit and you still keep moving. That's what separates the living from the lost. Because the truth is, nobody comes to save you. Nobody comes to carry you out of the dark. It's you, your will, your heart, your choice to rise again, even when every piece of you screams to stop. That's what Tanjiro teaches, the sacred rule of survivors. Fall 7 times, stand 8. Even if your hands tremble, even if your legs give out, you crawl if you must, but you keep moving. Here's the part most people don't understand. Growth doesn't feel like triumph. It feels like torture. It's crying when no one sees. It's doubting your worth at 3 a.m. It's watching everyone else move forward while you drag your broken heart through hell. And yet, that's where you're forged. In silence, in suffering, in the moments where quitting feels like mercy. Tanjiro bled for every inch of progress. Every drop of blood was proof that you can lose everything and still not lose yourself. That's dark philosophy. Not pretending pain doesn't exist, but embracing it, turning agony into armor. When Tanjiro looked into the eyes of his enemies, he didn't see monsters. He saw pain. He saw what he could have become if he had given up on love. And that's what makes him unstoppable. Because when you fight not for hate, but for meaning, becomes something far greater. You become a storm, a will that refuses to kneel. Tanjiro didn't carry the flame because he wanted power. He carried it because someone had to fight back. Someone had to hesitate. So here's the truth. You will break. You will lose people. You will face nights that feel endless. But if you remember Tanjiro's lesson, you will never stay down. Breathe. Step forward. Even if the world crushes you, move. Even if your heart screams no more. Because the moment you stop moving, you're already dead. Keep fighting when it hurts. Keep walking when it burns. Keep breathing when it's heavy. That's how legends are made. Not from ease, from endurance. So when you feel the world closing, then don't pray for the storm to stop. Become the storm that never ends. They'll call you obsessed. They'll call you insane. But one day when you rise, they'll call you unstoppable. Tanjiro never asked for the easy path. He made the impossible one his. So if there's one lesson his story leaves you with, it's this. When life crushes you, when the world burns everything you love, when your strength fades and your vision blurs, don't stop, don't break, don't kneel, keep moving. Because the fire inside you, it's waiting to see if you'll rise again. Even when his vision blurred, even when his heart slowed, Tanjiro never looked back. Because he knew the moment you look back at the pain, you give it power. And he wasn't born to be ruled by pain. He was born to walk through it. He learned something only the broken ever understand. The body breaks long before the spirit does. The bones may snap, the muscles may fail, but the soul, if you guard it, it endures. That's why Tanjiro's strength wasn't his sword. It wasn't his technique. It was his spirit. Unbendable, unyielding, unbroken. He didn't fight because he believed he'd win. He fought because he refused to lose himself. And that is a power the world can't take away. You think you've had enough? Good. That's where the real change begins. That's the line between the dreamers and the doers, between those who wish for peace and those who bleed for it. Pain will ask you every day, do you still want it? And you have to answer more than yesterday. Because that's what it means to move forward. Not skipping over the struggle, but crawling through it. Not pretending you're fine, but surviving despite it. Tanjiro wasn't chosen by fate. He chose himself. Again and again. Even when it cost him everything. That's the truth most won't accept. No one's coming to save you. The people who swore they'd stay, they'll leave. The ones who promised they'd help, they'll forget. But the one person who never abandons you is the one in the mirror. And that person they need you to fight, not for glory, not for revenge, but to prove that even in a world built to break you, you refuse to shatter. You don't have to win today. You just have to move. One breath, one step, one heartbeat. Because forward is forward, even if it's slow, even if it's painful. And when they bury you in doubt, when the world tells you to stop, remember Tanjiro. He didn't stop when it hurt. He didn't stop when it burned. He didn't stop when he was alone. He just kept moving. That's the secret. That's how legends survive. So when life crushes you under its weight, when your dreams fade and your hope dies, you look at that mountain in front of you and you whisper the same words he did. I'll climb anyway. And you move. Because you're not weak. You're just not done yet. Keep breathing. Keep fighting. Keep moving. Even if the world breaks you, you don't break back. Because that's what Tanjiro stood for. Not the flame that burned brightest, but the one that never went out. Pain will test you. Loss will define you. But if you can still move, Even when everything's gone,
いいぜ
you've already
そ
won.
の話受けて
Keep
後に
moving.
も先に
You see, Tanjiro wasn't made special by fate. He was built by pain, molded by loss. Every scar on his body was carved by struggle, and every step he took after that
お前は
was
最後まで
defiance. Because life tried to bury him in grief. It took his family. It burned his hope. It left him gasping in the dark. But what did he do? He
勘
got
が
up
戻ったかな
every single time.
そういう
That's what keep moving really means. It's not some pretty quote. It's the scream of a soul that refuses to die quietly. He didn't move because it was easy. He moved because stopping would mean becoming the same thing that destroyed him. He didn't let despair define him. He used it to sharpen his blade, to forge his heart, to remember who he was. When you've lost everything, that's when the world truly sees you. That's when your eyes burn different. That's when your silence becomes heavier than any war. Because it's not courage when you whine. It's courage when you keep walking after losing everything. Tanjiro learned that the hard way. And now it's your turn to understand it. Every time life knocks you down, don't ask, why
彼
me?
らは目撃する
Just whisper, is that all you've got?
全てを捨て去った者の向き合い
Because the world doesn't break the strong. It breaks the ones who stop moving. When your heart aches, when your body screams for rest, when your soul feels hollow, don't look for someone to save you. Become your own savior. The pain won't
その
stop.
牙は強
The
い
nights won't get easier. But you'll get stronger, colder, sharper. Until one day,
強者へと
the things that once broke you will bow to your will. That's the truth behind every legend. They weren't fearless. They just moved through fear. They weren't unbreakable. They just never stopped walking through the storm. So keep moving, even when your legs tremble, even when your hands bleed, even when your mind begs to quit. Because every step you take in pain is one step closer to becoming untouchable. And one day you'll look back and realize the storm didn't destroy you, it rebuilt you. You'll see that every scar was just a map leading you here, to this moment, to the version of you that no longer fears falling. When the world pushes you down, don't break. When your heart burns, don't hide. When the fire dies, breathe and move. Because you are not made to stay in the ashes. You are made to rise from them. So no matter how heavy the weight feels, you push, you bleed, you crawl, but you never stop. Because pain can bend you, loss can scar you, but nothing can stop a soul that keeps moving. The world doesn't wait for the strong, it creates them. Step by step, scar by scar, breath by breath. Keep moving. Even when your lungs burn, when your body trembles, when your soul screams for mercy, you don't stop. You don't wait for the light to return. You become it. Tanjiro didn't walk through fire because he was fearless. He walked through it because he had something to protect. A promise, a purpose, a heart that refused to rot in despair. So listen carefully, the world will test you. It will crush you, betray you, and dare you to give up. But if you keep moving, if you keep breathing, you'll rise from the ruins stronger than before. Because monsters aren't born. They're made from those who stop moving. And legends? They're born from those who never did. So don't stop now. Don't slow down. You've already survived too much to quit here. Every step forward is proof that you were never weak. You were only becoming unstoppable. Keep fighting. Keep breathing. And above all, keep moving.